Hi, my name's Raymond and welcome to my channel. One of my passions is vintage audio, and in particular I like 1960s Wharfedales that have two main issues. One is the tweeter, which oxidizes and stops working, and the other is the woofer, whose surrounds go rigid and it no longer moves in and out like it should, severely limiting bass. I'm going to show you how to fix the woofer. These are woofers from Wharfedale from the mid-60s onwards, maybe into the mid-70s or early 70s. The trouble with these is that the rubbers around the woofers go rock hard. I don't know if you can see that, but there's no way that this cone can do its normal excursion. So I'm going to re-rubber them. And it's something that I've done a number of times, so I'm going to show you the easy way of doing that. So what you want is a razor blade, and you want to cut down the middle of the rubber. You just keep going until you get back to the beginning, which I have done there. There we go. Now, what you want to look for is the beginning or the join of the green felt, which isn't always easy to find. Right, so what you're looking for is this part here. And what you want to do is you want to cut out to that, like so, and then you want to cut the rubber in that area as well. Taking care not to damage the cone. So what that will allow me to do is let's see if I can cut that better. There it goes. And the aim of this is to separate. There we go. That's what you want. You want to lift the rubber and the green felt at the same time. Like so. There's a bit I've missed. There we go. I don't know if it's age, but these never seem to be glued that well. So that's that taken care of. Now the next step is to deal with the cone. What you want to do here is same sort of routine. You want to cut over to the cone. I don't know what this here is. So you cut over to the cone, and then what you need to do is Try and get the razor blade between the paper and the rubber. Like so. A good idea is to try and help that by putting tension on the rubber. That's not quite worked. Let's try that again. Now, when you get it started properly, I had to go off camera to get that, you'll start to see this happening, where the rubber is just pulling off of the cone. That's what you want to see. Like that. Now, to go around here, you see that's going great. So you'll get yourself to this stage where you'll have it all off. A wee bit of paper damage there, but that's nothing. So we're ready to put the rubber on. I get these rubber surrounds from eBay, and it's going to be the exact size. It's almost as if they were built for Wharfedales. So let's see how that goes on. You just lay it over the top. Get one side under. Is the trick. Like so. And just work it around like you're putting a bicycle tyre on. And there we go. Because we've not disturbed the spider and the surrounds are such a good fit in the frame, it's self-aligning. There's absolutely no voice coil rub whatsoever. So now I'm going to glue the cone side. I'm going to be using this glue that I got with a refoaming kit. So it's just a question of getting it between the getting in here. And spinning it round. Very fast curing this stuff, so quite quickly you can reassemble your speakers. That's me around already. Right. What I like to do is go around the back and see what's happening. Get this cable out of the way. So you want to locate this. There's a collar on the paper cone. Maybe you can make it out. That's where you want to locate your rubber. Then what you want to do is make sure it's all pressed together with any excess. You just work your way around. Basically, still no coil rub. Right, next stage. Get near a screw hole so that you can get under the rubber. And then let's go with the glue again. Oh, we're back at the beginning. There we go. Right. Squeeze that down. Rub it down. Zero cone rub, as expected. There we go, a pair of 1972 Woofers, resurrected when they were basically dead. Got excursion again. Superb. Now the green felt, you just it should come off. Maybe leaves a little bit behind. You just tease it off. There we go, green felt. Here's the other one. Not really looked. Hold on. Start for the other end. Oh, that's actually quite good. It's just the glue that's been left behind. So it's time to fit these and see how they sound. So I'm just going to fit these rubbers, the green felt. I'm just going to use impact adhesive for that. I always find the best strategy for gluing this down is to just fit the speaker into its cabinet. So, well, that's all soldered up. So get the wadding in. I recommend you use a manual screwdriver on these original Wharfedale screws. They're so easily rounded with a power drill, and then you can't get them out again, as evidenced here. Seem to be made out of copper, or maybe they're just copper coloured. Okay. Let's see how they look. Let's get them hooked up. Right. Something basic.